what I'm saying right now, would I have done this? Fuck no. The fuck no. No. Because I didn't realize that everybody fucking knew except me. You know what I mean? I didn't realize that like everybody could see right through me. And that's like one of the issues with like addicts in particular is like we fucking know you're on drugs, bitch. Like we know you're like doing shit you're not supposed to be doing. We know you're not sleeping. We know you're not eating. Like we know you have problems. You just don't know it. I was not a real person. I was just a robot. Like I was like, and it came a lot with being in front of the camera, to be honest with you, which is why I have such a squabble with being in front of the camera, because I feel like in a way it kind of tainted me. The reason I started acting is so that I could play out the intricacies of like the drama that I wanted to create in reality. Once I started making stuff like this and kind of being able to see myself clearly by creating what was actually trying to come through me, and looking at it like it was a mirror, then I started to see I didn't really want to be an actor. It was just some obsessive like thing that I was doing. I wanted to put that into Whip It because it was a representation of the way that we go through ups and downs in relationships and in life, and then sometimes we can slide down into a dark place. We can kind of be controlled by the demons that come up when we're confronted with ourselves and our reality. And from there, we get to choose what we want to do with it. So we can explore that dark place, we can sit in it for a minute, and that's cool. But at a certain point, we have to get out. Basically, being the best version of yourself is cool, but that's only one version of yourself. So there's two sides of you. I mean, there's infinite sides of you, but we always have this is light, this is dark. So it's finding how to merge the two together and see that neither one can exist without the other, but also recognizing that they're both two sides of the same coin. Like we're both. So for me, it's trying to get rid of both of them so that I can just connect straight up to source, which is gonna take me on whatever life experience I ultimately need to experience right at that time. But if you're not able to get those voices out of your head, and like really it's all mindfulness, meditation, all that shit. It's just like not thinking at all, but just being. And when you listen into your heart, that's the only way you can figure out what is actually good and what is actually bad. I feel like all of society, all people actually have the same values. It's just our experience that makes us differentiate. And that's why we have so much separation. No, because and you're enabling them. You know what I mean? If you don't call people out, if you don't just straight up tell them like, and not in a mean way, but just have like sit down and have an honest conversation with them about like, hey, what are you going through? Like, is there anything going on with you? But nobody ever asked because nobody cared. Or at least I never wanted to get close enough to anybody who would be able to care, you know what I mean? Because younger me would have, if you asked me like, hey, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Why? 16 to 20-year-old me, I would have loved for somebody who wasn't that close to me, because if your parents or something do it, it doesn't really mean anything. But if somebody like a teacher or a mentor or something like that would have been able to see through that facade I was putting up and came at me from a place of, it's like, instead of criticizing, instead of being like, these are the notes I have for you, like when you're doing an audition or something, it's like, I think you should do it this way, this way, this way, and what are you doing with that? It's more like, what if there's this over here? So really the only thing that saved me, which is why this is so important, the only thing that saved me from eating disorder, from like drug addiction, from selling drugs, from just living like a negative lifestyle, was finding filmmaking and then putting all that fucking like turmoil and shit I had into art. And I feel like this might be, it's not the last of it, but I put a lot of my pain into art, and I feel like until I create something out of the situations I've been through and turn it into an artistic expression, then I can really release it. But until then, I like hold it inside of me. So really for me, it's more like therapy. That's why I like to introduce people to things like, yeah, drawing, painting, filmmaking, writing, especially yoga, because then you can transmute the energy. If you keep the energy in you, that's what's like killing you. That's what's actually just killing you slowly, making you want to do more and more shit, more self-harm. I just hope that people will look into the deeper meaning of things instead of just, and people as well, instead of just seeing what's on the surface and judging everything right then and there. It's like, just look a little bit deeper into other people, into yourself, and that's that.